Nicaragua's ambassador to the Organization of American States, Arturo McFields, made a public address where he expressed his decision of resigning from his position, as well as condemning the socialist dictatorship of dictator Daniel Ortega. So, in a pretty surprising and historic moment, McFeels accused the Nicaraguan regime of repressing the political opposition in the country, of committing all types of human rights abuses, of human rights violations, and of course, cracking down on free speech in the country, in addition to, of course, persecuting the political opposition and, of course, many members of the Nicaraguan mainstream media. So, in the video address which he posted on Twitter, McFields explained that he was speaking upon behalf of dozens of political prisoners and over 300 people who have died in Nicaragua since the beginning of the widespread protests against the Nicaraguan regime in the year 2018. We need to remember that these were massive protests all around the country in the most important cities, including and especially in Nicaraguan capital Managua, where we saw one of the worst cases of repression from the police and military force against the civilian in any country in Latin America on the modern history. This was a horrible situation in which the world managed to see with their own eyes the way that the Nicaraguan regime controls these paramilitary groups, these left-wing paramilitary groups, which main goal, which main mission is essentially to repress the protests in the most horrible manner, in a manner that the police or the military wouldn't dare to do, considering the punishment, the legal punishment that they would receive. So McFields said on the video that he was quite frightened to speak against the Ortega regime, but he said, and I'm quoting him, I had to talk even if my future and that of my family is now uncertain. And of course, it is an undeniable fact that his future, and especially the future of his family, is definitely uncertain, because we need to remember the modus operandi of these types of regime and these type of dictatorships, especially here in Latin America. They always goes against your family. If you dare to speak against them and you flee out of the country, they will always go for your family. So this is exactly the reason why McFields made this delicate remark. So he also explained on the video that he tried to get at least 20 elderly political prisoners released, but, and I'm quoting him, in the regime nobody listens and nobody speaks. Getting to this point, it is important to remember that the comments of McFeels came the same week that a judge in Nicaragua sentenced former presidential candidate and opposition leader Cristiana Chamorro to 8 years detention for financial crimes, in a case that the opposition said that it was politically motivated, and some of the most important media outlets in Latin America claimed that it was a full charade. Reporting from Medellin, Colombia, Luis Orozco, Newsweek.